Sorry. Someone else's crane. It's mine.
Some guy took us up in that.
Andrew?
Okay, so
No, that was different.
That was a different time?
That was different. That was like the next
The next miracle.
You guys had 2 near-death experiences 2 weekends in a row.
Well, actually, the next one was kind of crazy. So anyways, we popped the tire up, the guy took us up, we had to put the bike in the back of this little S10, and he drove us into town.
okay, I'm curious here. So was Doug just goofing around, or was he serious?
He really went off the cliff.
So Doug is very,
Hold on
very,
a sec.
Doug is
Did you
very prepared.
drive from the house on the motorbikes? You didn't?
Yes, we drove from the house.
Yeah, they rode the bikes from the house out to the desert.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
they
long
were
ways.
stranded in the desert in the summer with no water.
Why were you out there?
Why did you have no water?
You were hunting in the summer?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were
No, this
hunting.
is us.
They were just
It was like
hiking.
September or something.
Nice.
It was September. I mean, Doug got like a rabbit, like a bunny rabbit. We were both hunting.
With a
And
motorcycle?
he's like, oh my god, look at my spoils. And I'm like,
Driving along, he's like,
anyways, not very good.
oh, the guy.
I thought we never got anything bow hunting. It's so
We got
hard.
rabbits.
He got a rabbit once, huh?
He got a rabbit with a gun
Because
once.
rabbits are really fast, and it's hard with a bow.
Not on the
If
motorbike,
only you
but
knew
not
that
too-
Ooh,
before,
popcorn.
when he was alive. It could feel so sorry.
There was no bow actually involved. We call it bow hunting because he had a bow.
See, I got it.
The limbs roadkill.
Stuck right in there.
The best part of that story is that before we went out there, we had the bows in the back of the bikes.
Oh
And we're-
yeah, the cop.
Yeah, and so we're riding the bikes and then having this no through sign. Clearly no through. He's like, well, go through here. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'm checking on a license for a motorbike. Okay.
In the country legally.
And illegally. Okay. So we go illegally even more so through this no through road sign, and that cop pulls us over, and then I'm like, oh, this is good, this is great. And then Doug goes, yes. He goes, officer, yeah, I'm really sorry. I just saw that sign. I thought maybe we can make.
Oh, I thought you were waving.
Let me get this out here, and he whips out and flashes his military ID.
Hi.
And the cop goes, was that a military ID? And he goes, oh, you saw that? Yeah. I'm actually, was he colonel? What it was?
Captain?
No,
What, major?
he was a
Major.
Not major in the army,
Air Force.
Air Force.
I'm gonna throw something.
And he chats it up and talks to this cop. The cop goes, you know what? He's cooking brownies. I'm gonna let you off the warning.
know,
So
right?
You can just leave, all right? And I was like, how does that just happen?
It happens every time.
You flash your military badge and all of a sudden you get no tickets? Well, what's
Hey,
up?
they are brothers in arms, I tell you.
Yeah.
He got out of more tickets with that military ID.
Well, I was thankful that day. That's what I say.
Clayton?
Wasn't it an Indian cop and you guys were on the reservation and he pulled out his gun and started showing him the gun or something? Or is that
What?
He might have. I stopped paying attention after he flashed the little badge. And I was like, okay, I told him I have a license. I'm driving the flag.
Shouldn't be in this country. Shouldn't be on the
Also make
street.
no noise so he doesn't
Should be
drive
on
down
this
the
fire.
mirror.
But you have military ID, so you would have been fine.
I don't have military ID though.
Yeah, but you're with him.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't even
It wouldn't matter.
So,
He could still go to jail.
bring up our kind of weird.
I haven't yet, no.
Oh.
You're a better storyteller than
Yeah,
I
let's-
I want to hear that
am. You
one.
actually come up.
is
That's
this
good.
the Tofino story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of sad on all of our parts, I think, because
She lives.
we had
No, dummy.
Oh, that was hilarious.
we planned this big trip where we flew in on a float plane and we were going up a mountain that at least we'd never been on it before, and we just had this map and we were like, oh yeah, we'll make it up there and back in like 10 hours.
Well, I mean, the precursor is your dad and grandpa went to the attic and they found it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we just went up here, went around it, boom, there it was. Oh, okay, and then we came back. So we're like, oh, well, we got this.
So maybe they made it sound simple,
They
but
did.
it was kind
Yeah,
of
maybe.
Were you guys with Doug or just you guys?
It was,
No, it was
two
That's-
of us.
Doug, it was kind of sad because, Doug's in the military, we've both been in scouts, And we just,
We're Eagle Scouts.
our packing was like pathetic. Like we had a machete and like a couple.
You had dynamite.
bars and-
Yeah, dynamite.
You had dynamite.
We're like, oh yeah, we're good. We're just going up for the day. We'll be fine. So.
Did you have any water or did you take cactus?
No cactus in
Just
Tofino.
kidding.
Survival measures.
So as soon as we
It
start,
is the rainforest.
as soon as we like get off the plane and get onto the shore and start walking, it's just total rainforest. And so you're soaked within like minutes. Your pants are soaked. We climbed up this mountain.
Your bright yellow
and
pants.
It had been about 8 hours, and we were already supposed to be up and back down by then.
Slippery, right? Because it was rainy and so it was slick.
And it was
So
just
it was
a
really
big
hard?
mountain. Like, dude, like there's no way we would
No
have
path?
there in less than time than we did. So it just kept getting steeper and steeper, and we're like climbing up around trees and boulders, and it's just getting like this. And then all of a sudden we're looking up and we can't go any further, and we're just stuck on the side of the mountain. So I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, well, we should say a prayer and figure this out. And so we were trying to decide what we should do, if we should try and camp there on the side of this mountain or what. Well, we got cell phone reception, like miraculously at some point. And so I think we figured, we called the pilot and told him, hey, there's no way we're going to get back on time. And can you meet us somewhere else?
And call them and tell them we're not coming
Yeah.
back.
So we weren't sure exactly how that was going to work out. But
And this was like our 4th stop. On the first stop, we took a rest, ate, drank water, kept going. 2 miles later, we're like, oh, hey, Clayton Kennard, where's your backpack? I don't know. Think we left it back there. Oh, okay. We'll be fine. Let's keep going. Next stop. And so this is the biggest population of mountain
lions
in like BC on this island we're on this or whatever it is. And so that's why I had the machete. And then the next stop, we're like, oh hey, can you lend me the machete? Oh, it was at that other stop a couple miles ago. So we continually lost something as we went. And by the time we got there, all our clothes were ripped, soaking wet, and we had a backpack that was like spilling gear behind us. So, okay, sorry.
You would think you were
I
blonde
that
or
was For a
something.
few hours, and then it took us like 4 or 5 hours up this mountain. And just straight up. So we're stuck on the side of this mountain. And we can't really go left or right, and we can't really go up anymore. It's way too steep, and we need like mountain climbing gear or something to do it. So we said a prayer, and first of all, Doug kept thinking that he was gonna get hypothermia. So, I mean,
Because you guys were wet, right?
we're
It was
all wet.
raining
We were
and you were
So the first
soaking
thing
wet.
was
Yeah.
like, well, maybe you should
And
take
you had no
off
way
some of
of-
your wet clothes to get a little better. Because we weren't getting wet anymore. He was just soaking wet. So he was kind of, hyperventilating a bit. Maybe being a little over dramatic. I don't know.
I can't imagine that.
Anyway, so we said a prayer and we're like, okay, feel like we just gotta go down. And so as soon as that happened, Doug was like, all right, we're gonna get down this mountain. And we all like try to get pumped up and like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get down, find our way home. And he just takes off. And like we were just going down this super steep path, and it was like cliff in parts, and we just had to like hang on to tree roots. Falling. And I think it was maybe like 30 seconds, and we couldn't see him anymore. And he kept yelling back to us, "Hey guys, we're making a little further." After a while, we couldn't hear him.
I distinctly remember. So the reason we got stuck, we couldn't backtrack. We did a path, we went up, we thought we'd find it, but then it got to this part where we jumped down like 7 or 12 feet or whatever, and we're like, okay, we'll get down there and then we'll go up there. But once we went down and went up the other side, we're blocked off by cliffs. So we were stuck in the riverbed, stream bed at the top of the mountain. So there's no way to go but down. So we had no other choice. We had to go down. And there were times when we were on a waterfall that was I distinctly remember like a 12-foot waterfall, and we're all sitting there. We're like, okay, we got to say a prayer, and then we step. We're like, oh crap! And we had one little like 6-foot ledge to land on before there was another 12-foot waterfall. So I think my dad jumped down first, and he like braced himself against the wall and pushed, so he had a little area to fall in. And we came down one at a time, and then when after he's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I just
Yeah, that's what it was. Because he's like, I gotta keep going because I gotta stay warm.
Yeah, because we were continually getting wet in the water. We had to land in the water sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I distinctly, I thought this was hilarious. He's like, alright guys, I'm just gonna go ahead, don't worry, I'm getting hypothermic. I'll meet you guys on the roadway, wherever this meets the roadway, I'm gonna start a fire. I guess we had something still for fire, I don't know.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's true.
Have we got to that part of the story yet?
We're literally, that's the next day. We're literally, I mean, Clayton's not kidding. There literally is cliffs like this, completely steep, and we're literally holding on by these little weeds that are inches long. I'm not kidding. And that's the only way we didn't fall like 100
gosh.
feet down this steep, muddy slope. But at one point, he's just like, all right, I gotta go. I'm gone. We're like, okay. And he just, in my mind, I picture him rolling down the mountain through these thorn bushes. And when we catch up to him, we're seeing pieces of his water coat, his little rainproof jacket.
The yellow one.
These bushes. We're like, okay, we'll just keep going this way. We'll just keep going this way. Do you remember that? And like his jacket, we'd find his jacket everywhere. Every like 20 feet, we'd find a piece of it. And he's just like, bro.
Like,
He's like, I'm okay. Keep going.
And we made it down finally and caught up to him. And
Which
then we
is
had
a
to walk
miracle
out
that
for
none of
like
you guys
2
died.
months.
Oh my gosh. Or got seriously injured.
So at this point,
Well, he
we
did
pulled
get
the
pretty
map.
injured.
Yeah.
We pull out the map and we're like, okay, what do we do now? It's starting at dark. We look at the map. We're 21 kilometers. I don't know how many miles that is. We're 21 kilometers from like a building, from anyone. And so we're like, all right, well, we better start walking. So we start walking on this road. Just figured we'd stay up to like 4 or 5 until we got there. And then luckily we found this random doctor who was camping. We're like, what are you doing here? He's like, I don't know. Just felt like I should come out and camp tonight. So here I am. I'm like, okay. Could you save our lives? He drives us over to wherever they were, and we met them. But this was like literally from sunset to sundown. It was just a long trip.
No, by the time you got back, it was
2 in the morning.
2 or 3 in the
yeah,
morning.
It was during the
Was it
night.
really?
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
really-
Because
We were
because
praying
the
that you were
pilot-
still
we were
alive.
praying for you guys because the pilot said they called. He said, but the latest I can pick them up is at dusk. I'm not allowed after dark. And so he went over and waited for you guys, and he waited even after dark, and then he couldn't anymore, so he came back empty, and we were there waiting, and he landed, and he was empty, and went, oh
It
my
was
gosh,
so
they're stuck
awful.
on the mountain in the
Really?
dark, and they have nothing. And
It was
it's
so
pouring
scary.
rain. It was really scary. So we got in the car, and we drove the 21 kilometers or whatever.
Over that little bridge that was falling apart?
Bridge with all the
Yeah.
holes in it.
drove on
In the
that?
middle of the dark, in the middle of a mountain that we didn't know.
And there were
at all.
animal noises all over. It was freaky.
We stopped and had a prayer. It was super creepy, but it's like these guys are in bad shape, and so when you guys finally showed up at the hotel, we were very relieved because it was really scary.
And you didn't mention he had a gash all the way up his calf.
Yeah.
That was like 2 inches wide.
When we were going up. There
The
was
rock
a loose
fell down.
boulder that came into
That's
the
right.
nail and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So with that and him getting cold,
Yeah.
it was like we were probably more worried about him than anybody. But I was just thought it'd be funny in my mind that he's like,
And it's
Hey,
good
see
you
you guys
can
later.
laugh. Yeah.
It was scary though. It was
It
pretty
was
worrying.
scary. And when he came back, he said, the Lord totally saved us. He said, we were in bad shape. The Lord totally. He said, any one of us could have died at any point on that mountain. That was bad.
Yeah.
Coming down is a lot harder than going up.
well, it was.
And when it's soaking wet and it's dark and
It was cool though.
It was a cool trip for me because I was not very spiritual at that time, but I feel like I felt a little bit of power there from prayer at that time. So.
that's what he said. He said, I think this whole thing
Probably
happened for Clay. He
Oh,
said,
sorry,
I
guys.
think
Great.
this happened so that Clay, because he said Clay was touched by the Spirit, and the Lord totally blessed us, and he knows it, and he said, that's why this whole thing happened. That was his theory.
Well, he's
Yeah. Plus, it's a great story. You know, once you survive it, it's